The death of 27-year-old IZICHUKWU MBAKWE, an employee of The Choice Eatery in Umuahia, the Abia state capital, has caused outrage in the city, which was last week in celebratory mood over the election of Alex Otti as their incoming governor. IZICHUKWU was shot and killed for allegedly asking for his unpaid 5-month salary from the manager of the restaurant by an operative of the Abia State Vigilante service on Sunday, March 26th. The manager of the restaurant was said to have demanded the arrest of IZICHUKWU over a missing NOKIA touch phone belonging to the company and allegedly threatened to kill him for asking for payment of his salary. He then called on the vigilante operative who, upon arrival, was said to have stripped IZICHUKWU and beat him to stupor before firing a bullet into his thigh with a pump-action rifle, which affected his femoral artery, causing him to bleed to his death. IZICHUKWU's family are demanding for justice and have called for the disbanding of all groups involved in thuggery and criminal behavior in the name of the law, as well as the closure of all The Choice organization enterprises across the country. First of all, may this young man's soul rest in peace. I cried when I watched that video. Watching him bleed in front of that restaurant. This is completely uncalled for. It is outrageous because, as you know, you read the story, Dr. Abati, they did find that phone. If that is the reason they called the vigilante group, this is unacceptable.
Well, liberal disaster which.
Yes.
Just yesterday, I think in this newspaper, Nigeria was being praised for, signing up to certain protocols of the International Labour Organization. And what is the International Labour Organization there for? To defend the rights of workers, basically, and to create standards, international standards. But one of the major problems we have in Nigeria here is the abuse of the average Nigerian worker, in part because of the high unemployment level, in part because standards are not maintained, in part because people are so desperate for jobs, they take any kind of rubbish from employers of labor. This particular young man, who is said to be in transit, hoping to relocate abroad after returning from Dubai, now taking this job in this eatery called The Choice restaurant, then gets killed. He's not been paid for 5 months. Now, it was said that, a phone was missing. And the internal auditor of the restaurant summoned the Abia Vigilante service that got there, beat him up thoroughly, stripped him naked, shot him in the leg. When other people protested, then they tried to rush him to the Federal Medical Center, where he eventually died. Now, they found the phone plugged in the DJ's cubicle for charging purposes. And meanwhile, a whole life had been lost. I think we should demand justice for IZICHUKWU MBAKWE, that's his name. 2, the police must wade into this matter and investigate it thoroughly and make sure that those vigilante services people who took the laws into their hands, who committed murder, are made to face criminal prosecution. 3, should be a wake-up call for the Nigerian police, not just in Abia, but elsewhere, because there are guidelines for vigilante services. Vigilante services are not expected to carry rifles, pump-action rifles. They are supposed to work in collaboration with the police. Even if somebody has committed an offense or there's an allegation against a person, the best that you can do is citizen action and hand over that person to the police. But what do you expect? In a country where there's no respect for human life, where there's no respect for human rights, where politicians themselves recruit these vigilantes and other people for political purposes. Out of fear and anxiety, the Inspector General of Police had to remind everybody that vigilante volunteer security people are not required for election activities. Did they not take over the process in many parts, snatching ballot boxes, setting ballot boxes on fire? So this is a problem. So what we need is justice.
Absolutely.
Some people have asked for compensation for the MBAKWE family. But okay, we talk compensation all the time after people have broken the law. Compensation to the family will not bring him back. But it is good that his community has risen up to say that this is unacceptable. And the minimum that can be done right now is to close down that the choice restaurant. It's a crime scene.
Yes, absolutely.
Because don't be surprised if you go to that community now and that the choice eatery is still serving people rice and pepper soup.
Unacceptable.
After being a crime scene.
The management of the Choice Fast Food Limited has pleaded for calm over an incident that occurred at one of their outlets located along Bank Road in Umuahia, Abia State, that led to the demise of a staff. The management expressed immense pain and sadness over the incident of IZICHUKWU and positioned that they will do everything within the law to make sure justice prevail on this matter. While not trying to exonerate themselves, the Choice Fast Food Limited stated that the demise of IZICHUKWU was solely the action of the Abia State Vigilante Service officer, who was as at that time attached to their outlet and has been handed over to the Nigeria police for investigation. The management positioned that they never at any time authorized the Abia State Vigilante officer to shoot and that they are equally worried why an officer will resort to shooting a staff over an issue that can easily be resolved. Our organization is in no way connected to or responsible for the actions of this individual. We are committed to peace, unity, and the betterment of our community, and we strongly condemn any form of violence that threatens the safety and well-being of its members. We are grateful to the law enforcement agencies for their swift action in apprehending the vigilante group member responsible for this, and we have full faith that justice will be served. We extend our deepest appreciation to all those who have worked tirelessly to ensure the safety of our community. Let us stand united and honor the life of our dear colleague. Let us be guided by love, empathy, and a commitment to creating a world where understanding and compassion triumph over hatred and violence. In memory of our fallen colleague, we vow to dedicate ourselves to building a brighter and more inclusive future for all. May we be inspired by this tragic event, among others, in our beloved country to strive for a better world.